Geopolitics often operates on a simple assumption. Nations with deep Western alliances and vast wealth are rock solid, while isolated, sanctioned states are perpetually on the brink of collapse. The actual behavior of these states suggests a different reality. Nations within the Gulf Cooperation Council possess immense wealth, yet remain structurally fragile, while Iran maintains a cohesive internal power structure despite decades of being ostracized by the global market. Professor Zhang Shuqin suggests this discrepancy exists because our current map of global alliances relies on an inaccurate understanding of the nation-state. We often ask why certain regions don't unite against foreign interference, but that question assumes these countries are unified actors. In reality, the very concept of these countries serves to mask a much smaller set of interests. Whether we are looking at the US, China, Russia, or Iran, the modern nation-state operates as a fabricated construct. This artificial structure exists to organize and protect a collection of elite interests. This diagram illustrates the flow of the state model. The population forms the massive base layer, functioning as a resource to be farmed. Their labor and wealth are harvested and pushed upward, feeding directly into the small apex, the ruling elite. When a state is designed as a resource farm for the few, geopolitical stability is dictated entirely by the personal loyalty of that ruling class. If national loyalty is a myth, then the real question is, where do the elites of East Asia and the Middle East actually place their allegiances? We find the answer by following their assets. The core motivations of a ruling class are rarely contained within the borders of the land they govern. This map tracks the true geography of their loyalty. You can see continuous streams of light representing wealth, families, and social networks moving from the Middle East and East Asia directly into Western anchor hubs. This offshore storage creates a structural disconnect. As assets drain out, the home nodes hollow out and become fragile, while the destination hubs in the West become fortified. Modern ruling classes function as offshore entities. They manage their home countries remotely, ensuring that no personal or existential risk is tied to the nation's survival. Deep economic and social integration with the West creates a structural weakness for these nations. The frictionless ability to move wealth and family overseas provides the elite with a built-in, permanent exit strategy. This safety net destroys domestic resilience. During a crisis, the elite have every incentive to abandon the country rather than sacrifice their private wealth to save it. The GCC nations serve as a primary example of this vulnerability. Their immense surface wealth masks a core that is prepared to flee at the first sign of real instability. A nation cannot survive a severe crisis when the people who run it have already built their lifeboats on another continent. This brings us to the paradox of sanctioned, ostracized countries like Iran. Despite their isolation, they often exhibit a high degree of internal cohesion. The mechanism behind this is the sanctions themselves. Severe Western restrictions sever the elite's ability to move their wealth or families to safe havens overseas. These sanctions remove the offshore exit strategy. The ruling class is physically and economically trapped within their own borders. This entrapment forces the elite to invest locally. Their personal survival is now inextricably linked to the survival of the state. In the brutal logic of geopolitics, true internal stability is forged by the absolute lack of alternatives for those in power. As global tensions rise, the wealthiest, most Western allied states face the highest risk of collapsing from within. The ultimate metric of global power has shifted. The fall of the next great nation won't be caused by an invading army, but by the quiet flight of elite capital. The traditional map of the world tells us very little about the future. The only map that matters is the one showing where the rich have hidden their families.